In today's video we're going to check out this. It's the Glide bar from Govee. You've probably seen in many of the Spectrum Geeks videos, depending on the backgrounds, I always have some kind of LED something going on. Over the door you can see the Lifx Beam, then there's some LED lightning bolt. I've got the nano leaves behind me, and I've got various different LED strips from different brands. I've got Philips Hue and some other Lifx products. But earlier on in the year I came across this company called Govee. I've got quite a few of their LED light strips both around the cave and in the house. But recently I saw this. It is the Govee Glide. So it's basically very similar to the Lifx Beam there, but a little bit more competitive on price. Has very similar functionality, might even be a little bit better. And I wanted to get this to put above the desk here in the cave and basically just see how it turns out. So I thought I'd open it so you guys can see, and then we can do like a comparison between this and the Lifx Beam light. So as you can see, there are 6 LED bars in here with the covering on, so the light is nicely dispersed. Have a little look inside. You can see already that it's compatible with your home assistants. We won't say any names to avoid people getting upset. We have user manual, and we have quick start guides, another memorabilia in there. Again, you can operate this from the app or from your smart assistant, whatever you want to do. So we'll have a little look at these in a moment, but this is the size of these, and we've got the command strips on the back for fitting them onto your wall, so you need a nice clean dry surface. So 6 of these. I'll just pop those all out to one side and I'll show you the connection mechanism in a moment. Cardboard everywhere. And then the final 6 just here. And then we have a couple of boxes. So in this larger box, let's just put this one out of the way. So what's in here? So the larger box opens at the top here, and we have a couple of things. So here we have the corner piece. So again, you can either have this in a straight line, or as what I'm probably going to do, have a slight curve or a bend. Again, you can either have that going over a TV, over a desk, or a funky angle. So we'll see how that's going to work out best when we set this up above my monitors in a minute. Then we have the power kind of supply and module. This kind of connects in at the bottom of one of the light bars, and then we'll plug into the AC adapter. Obviously we want a 3-pin plug connector here. And then here's a control module, a little hole there. That's a microphone, so a lot of the Govee products will respond to music and voice, so we'll check that out a little bit as well. And then finally, in the last box, should be our AC adapter, and it is. So 3-pin plug and connector on the back there. So let me make a little bit of room, clear off the boxes, and then we'll take a little look at the light strips themselves and how we can set them up and where we can position them. Okay, so look at the light strips themselves. They come nicely wrapped up in this little plastic packaging to make sure they don't get broken. Very kind of similar size and format to the Lifx Beams. As mentioned before, we've got the command strips on the back, so easy to place somewhere, and then also easy to take them off and replace the command strips and put them on the back if you want to put them somewhere else. Then we have these little pieces here, which is where basically each of the other ones will slot into, and we can see on the other end kind of how they fit together. So we'll just take another one out of the packaging. So these will just clip together, one side like this, one side like this, and again they will just clip together like so. It sounds like they're breaking, but they're not. That's just how they fit together, and then again carefully you can undo them again. So as you're trying to kind of work out where you want them, where they're going to be, you can do that. And then as mentioned, we have the corner piece just here, some sticky back bits and bobs on there as well. And again, they just fit together the same way. So what Govee recommend, maybe on the floor or something. Kind of lay things out, see how you want them, see how you're going to kind of line everything up before you then decide to offer them into place. So I'm currently at my standing desk, so I'm going to lower things down to see. I'm going to try and see if I can have a nice angle or something that is visible when the desk is in the down position, and then when obviously I'm up standing like this, there'll be a little bit of a ambient effect behind. But first of all, I will put it down on the floor, connect some things up a little bit so we can see what it looks like when we first initiate it, and then look at adding it in the app to show you how that works as well. So as I'm setting this up, the one thing I didn't appreciate, and I'll show you it set up on the floor in a moment, is where the plug and the cable connects in has to be on the left hand side. So what I mean by that is I was hoping on my wall to have a light that went kind of right to left in like a swooping kind of fashion, but that doesn't work in terms of how things line up. So, well, I say it would work, but I'd have to have cable kind of looping all the way back. So what I had to do is kind of change the orientation so it goes from left over to the right. So I'll show you how I've done that, how things are set up, and then obviously the kind of configuring the app, and then what things look like when you first plug it in, etc. Okay, so you can see here what I was talking about. So we've had to go from the left over to the right. We couldn't go from the right up to the left just due to kind of the angle connector. It only goes this way due to how the things connect together. So maybe I missed something obvious and I'm being really stupid. If I have, please leave a comment down below. But yeah, this is how it's going to go. I may kind of remove one piece from here, extend onto the other once I offer it up to the wall to see kind of how things size up. But let's open up the app and show you what that looks like. So the Govee app is obviously just downloadable from the app or Android store, depending on what device you have. Okay, so you can see I've got a couple of Govee lights already set up on here. We need to add a new one, so let's go to the plus sign at the top right hand corner, and then we need to look for the light we have. So we have a Glide, and we have the Govee Glide wall light. Not quite sure what the lively wall light is, what the difference is, but I'm pretty sure we have the H6062. So click that. We see then if it gets discovered, we can see it just here. And we just wait for that to connect. There'll probably be a firmware update, which seems to be quite common with these LED lights. I'll just rename that. Okay, so you can see already it's been added to my smart device, and I'm going to call it Cave Glide. Okay, then we need to set it up to our home Wi-Fi network. Okay, and we got a version update, so we'll just take care of that. Okay, so that's it. So software is now all up to date. So again, if we switch to music mode, okay, so if we go back to colour, so we can see here, we can basically change the different colours in the different segments if we like, or have a continuous colour the whole way through. So again, we can go orange, just in this bit maybe, and we have yellow, orange in there, so we can just mess around with those colours, or we can use some preset scenes. So we have ocean, forest, so that's kind of transitioning from yellow to green, as you see there on the camera. You have sun glow, so some nice orangey, red and yellow colours. We have rainbow. I like that one, that's pretty cool. Desert. Flower field. Meteor. Aura. Stream. So one thing that is pretty good, it's quite difficult to see the connections when it's lit up on the camera. Obviously in person you can see a little kind of connection pieces. There's basically all types of different lighting effects that we can have in here, which are pretty cool. So I'm going to get it mounted on the wall and then show you what it looks like once it's in place. Then we can compare it a little bit to the Lifx Beam light. Okay, so that's it. The Govee Glide is now up above my desk. Instead of doing it at an angle, I decided it'd be best to try and kind of do it somewhere up and over. I think it looks pretty smart. Probably should have used the spirit level to just kind of get things spot on level, but I think it looks good enough. I'm happy with it. It's quite tricky with the weight of it actually to get it all to connect up and go in there the way it should. And if you look closely, a bit like with the Lifx Beam, you can see the connections between each of the pieces. So you just need to make sure you push firm, make sure it's all solid. So obviously different lighting effects happening, but here's the Govee Glide, and then behind me on the door here is the Lifx Beam. Obviously I've got this on a different display setting and it's actually not set as bright, but again if you come closer you can see the connection points in here just like you can on the Govee. One thing I like about the Govee over the Lifx is also the fact that obviously this is just a kind of right angle, whereas on the Govee we have the nice kind of curve on here, which I think looks a little bit better. But that's it. That is the Govee Glide. I love the Govee products. Let me know what you think. Have you got a Glide or any of their other products? Feel free to ask questions and make comments down in the comments section. I'll put a link in the description if you want to get one of these. It's an Amazon link. But thanks very much for watching. Please like the video if you have done, and consider subscribing and pressing the bell notification icon to be made aware of future Spectrum Geeks videos. Until the next one, take care of yourself. Goodbye for now.